Former President Donald Trump has issued a strong warning to BRICS nations, insisting they provide assurances that they will not support or create a rival currency to challenge the US dollar. He reaffirmed his commitment to maintaining the dollar as the world's foremost reserve currency and warned that any country attempting to undermine its dominance would face severe economic sanctions, including 100% tariffs. In a pointed statement late last year, Trump declared, "There is no chance that BRICS will replace the US dollar in international trade or anywhere else. Any country that tries should prepare for tariffs and say goodbye to America." Earlier this year, he reiterated his stance on social media. "BRICS countries working to undercut the dollar is something we won't tolerate. We demand a clear commitment that these nations will not create or endorse any rival currency. Otherwise, they will face 100% tariffs and be completely cut off from the vast US market." Despite Trump's warning, Brazil, holding the BRICS presidency, plans to introduce financial reforms aimed at facilitating cross-border payments in local currencies. This initiative could gradually reduce the bloc's reliance on the US dollar. These reforms, leveraging blockchain and improved payment system linkages, aim to lower transaction costs and streamline international trade. Brazil is drawing from its domestic success with Pix, an instant payment system that has rapidly overtaken cash, credit, and debit card transactions since its 2020 launch. Brazil's local currency payment system, SML, already operational with Argentina, Uruguay, and Paraguay, allows direct settlements in Brazilian reais, bypassing the US dollar. While current SML settlements take up to 3 business days, integrating instant payment technology could significantly enhance speed, security, and cost efficiency. BRICS financial developments and the dollar's history. BRICS representatives are set to meet in South Africa later this month, on the sidelines of the G20 meetings. Brazil will outline its plans for the July BRICS summit. The initiative to enhance local currency payments is part of a broader strategy to foster financial autonomy among emerging economies. Historically, the US dollar's dominance was solidified following World War II. In 1944, Allied nations established the Bretton Woods system, selecting the US dollar as the central currency, pegged to gold. This framework provided global financial stability and reinforced America's economic and political leadership. However, by the late 1960s, fiscal imbalances and inflation pressured the fixed exchange rate system. In 1971, President Nixon suspended the dollar's convertibility to gold, an event known as the Nixon shock. This ushered in floating exchange rates but did not weaken the dollar's dominance. The subsequent introduction of the petrodollar system further entrenched its global role, ensuring continued demand. Trump's forceful rhetoric highlights concerns that a shift away from the dollar could weaken its international stature, increasing US borrowing costs and reducing geopolitical leverage. A rapid transition to alternative currencies would significantly impact global commerce, finance, and diplomacy, making this issue a top priority for economists and policymakers. BRICS progress in reducing dollar dependence. BRICS members have been gradually increasing trade in their native currencies to reduce reliance on the US dollar. Several key agreements illustrate this trend. China-Brazil Agreement, 2023. China and Brazil agreed to trade in their local currencies, CNY, Yuan, and BRL, Real, eliminating the need for US dollar transactions. With trade between them reaching $150 billion in 2022, this shift enhances financial independence and trade efficiency. Iran-Russia, financial integration. Iran and Russia have linked their national payment networks. In 2023, Iran's banking system connected with Russia's, granting Iranian banks access to over 100 financial institutions across 13 countries. India-Russia energy trade. Following Western sanctions on Russia in 2022, particularly in the energy sector, by 2023, Russia became India's primary crude oil supplier, with a significant portion of purchases conducted in rupees. South Africa's UN transactions. China remains South Africa's largest trade partner, with bilateral trade surpassing $50 billion in 2023. South Africa has started settling select imports in yuan, reducing dollar dependence and boosting yuan liquidity in African markets. BRICS Pay, a decentralized payment system. To further reduce reliance on Western financial networks, BRICS nations developed BRICS Pay, a decentralized payment platform launched in 2018. It integrates existing national payment infrastructures, such as Russia's MIR network and India's Unified Payments Interface (UPI), facilitating efficient cross-border transactions. In October 2024, BRICS formally unveiled BRICS Pay at the 16th BRICS Summit in Kazan, Russia, Demonstrations showcased its capabilities, solidifying its potential as an alternative to conventional financial networks, gold reserves, and the push for financial sovereignty. BRICS nations are also accumulating gold reserves as part of their financial strategy. By mid-2024, BRICS held approximately 6,200 tons of gold, accounting for 21.4% of global reserves. Key holders include Russia, 2,340 tons, 8.1% of global reserves. China, 2,260 tons, 7.8%. Brazil tripled its gold reserves from 2018 to 2024. The dollarization debate and Trump's response dollarization, the global shift away from the US dollar, is driven by several factors: desire for economic sovereignty and reduced vulnerability to US monetary policies, protection against US-imposed financial sanctions, diversification of central bank reserves into alternative currencies and gold, political efforts by nations like China and Russia to challenge US influence. In response, Trump has intensified his rhetoric. BRICS countries attempting to weaken the dollar is something we cannot tolerate. We demand an unequivocal commitment that these nations will not establish or support a rival currency. If they do, they will face 100% tariffs and total exclusion from the US market. Trump's economic team is reportedly exploring penalties for countries trading outside the dollar, including designating them as currency manipulators and restricting exports. His administration sees BRICS' financial initiatives as a direct challenge to US economic hegemony. As Trump prepares for a potential second term, his hardline economic policies will likely have far-reaching implications for global trade and diplomacy. Conclusion: a global financial shift, BRICS push for financial independence, represents a growing challenge to the US-led economic order. With alternative payment systems, increased gold reserves, and local currency trade agreements, BRICS nations are forging a path toward a more multipolar financial system. Whether the US can counteract these trends remains a critical question for the global economy in the years ahead. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, please like and subscribe to Timeless Ledger to stay updated on global economic developments.